So hi, Abby.
Hi.
You came in so excited to tell me about your feelings about the evening. I invited Abby to go to a Metro Focusing celebration of their 10th year anniversary with me. And you were saying it was a kind of spiritual experience.
Yeah, it was so exciting to see all of the, I think like the combination of focusing with all these other creative avenues and practices, from like spirituality to arts to just like all different sorts of things that we're involved in society. And these are the things that I've like been personally exploring, like my creative side and my spiritual side and like my humanistic aspects of life, and just seeing it all combined into one with the practice of focusing was very powerful.
Yes, I can see that. This whole array of things that you're really excited about, areas that you really want in your life, and they all sort of came together in focusing in that room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think there are so many of my friends who could benefit from just focusing, and also I just felt like there was just so much desire and want in that room yesterday,
and desire and want
from the people who were there to like leave more of an imprint with their lives. And for me, I've been toying with this concept of how to bring more of these gems to larger public. Especially, I work in finance, tech, and now my job is more in advisory / consulting, so in a very corporate setting, like business settings. And a lot of the communication issues, like nonviolent communication, and a lot of community building, which really is culture building that companies need.
Yes,
so I really see a need for it.
Yeah.
And I think I just feel like really empowered to bring it into the larger world by learning these practices.
You got so excited about, this is what I need. I could bring this into the world in a different way.
I think the world desperately needs it. And I see so many people suffer, and at different levels of the organization, like leadership level to the worker level, and everybody is at odds with each other because the environment that's set up, and people don't know how to communicate. And these are the essential life skills, that people need. And then with focusing is really getting in touch with yourselves. And I think so many people in corporate are just so dissatisfied and lost. And I feel, I just feel pulled to it.
Yeah, I see that. People dissatisfied and lost, and then you felt in this room, and we were going around looking at all of these signs of 52, I think there were, programs that Metro Focusing did on all of these creative avenues that you could use with focusing, and then you felt like that gathered everything in for you in a way.
Yeah. It made sense. I think there's a lot of things that I've been exploring spiritually that like pulled together, because I delve in ceramics, tango, and for example, in tango there's something called the pause, like between partnership dances. It's a relationship dance, right? And the pause is actually what makes the dance special.
Really?
And then
that's so interesting, because in focusing, we talk about the pause in conversation, or the pause in yourself that makes the relationship. That's a very interesting correspondence.
And then there's also the concept of centering, which happens both in tango as well as in ceramics. And like centering is a complete acceptance of yourself and being on center, and therefore when you're center, then you can have that balance with another person. And like being in complete whole existence and turning it on your own axis is the only way you can become a really good dancer, and how you can work with clay. So I just see there's so much like spiritual and like it's almost like different philosophy and different aspects of pursuits coming really together that was brought to yesterday's session. Yeah.
So this is a good moment for that pause, to just see how it feels to say all of that, to take that in, to feel all of that, what you were feeling yesterday in that room. tears came to your eyes in that meeting?
I think I just feel so sad, like a well of sadness. It was like kind of like partly self-pity, but also partly just like a deep sense of sad and grief for others, because I think some of the posters, a couple of things really. One is interpersonal conflict, like being in conflict with yourself and being in conflict with other people in community. And the other aspect is like finding your purpose and calling and being on center. And I think those are the things that I witness every single day in my workplace that I struggle with myself, you know, and like seeing, like, it's kind of like overwhelming sense of like how many people are suffering from that sense of like lack of aliveness. That really just drags me down, and it's something that I'm actively trying to fight off, and like I have many existential crises like all the time, because I just feel like this voice in my head that's like, Abby, there's more, like you are meant to do more, like something more with your life, you know.
This existential crisis brings this voice that says, Abby, there's more. You are meant to do more with your life.
Something that's like much more serving to not just myself, but to others.
Yeah, I see that. Let me just go back a step. That when you were looking at all of those programs, the ones that really struck you were about conflict and inner conflict and about calling. And then this sadness of the suffering of the people, and the sadness for yourself of your feeling conflict, or you're feeling lost, or you're feeling like there's a calling that you know is there, that you want to listen to, want to find in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit it on the nail. Yeah, I definitely feel like the universe like is pulling me towards action, towards something of impact. And impact comes in many ways, but for me, like my body just, whenever I am dealing with like healing practices or like interpersonal connection, and kind of like people will come to me to have certain difficult conversations. Really wanting to, like, using business terms, leverage, you know,
leverage that ability that you have
for the greatest good.
Yeah.
And not to speak in like grandiose terms, but it's really just like I want to be able to help myself help others.
Let me say that back.
Okay.
That you want to help yourself to help others, and you feel that you can have this impact. You feel it in you.
Yeah.
This impactability, this ability to impact, to help difficult conversations. And you want that. I when you were saying that there was so much wanting and desire in the room, and then I can feel so much wanting and desire in you, such hunger.
Hunger.
Yes.
That's right. This impatient hunger. And I think this like desire to chase after it with all that I have.
Yes,
and, like,
yes.
Willingness to like just engage. Like I know I have I have to just expose myself to it.
Yes.
So close.
That you have what it takes to engage, and you have this impatient hunger to do it.
Yeah. And
I was noticing after the meeting that we went to the other night, and you were sort of determined. We have to have a conversation. We have to, and there was this wonderful vitality in that. Like, this has to happen.
I just felt like you had so much wisdom and like insight that like it's almost meant like synchronistically for us to like meet at this point. And again, like what we were talking about before, the impatience and the things sitting inside of me, it's like just churning.
This thing in you churning.
Yeah.
And you see me as having influence, and you feel like you can have impact and influence. And
it's like an overwhelming sense of like angst. It's like existential angst for myself, but also for other people, and wanting to change it.
Wanting to change it. An existential angst for yourself and other people. The hunger, the desire, and the thwartedness, the stuff in the way that makes you so angry.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.